Not all insurance policies are created equal, even from the same company, from the same agent. If you know what you're looking for, you can avoid being in a terrible claim situation that could have been avoided. So we'll check that out. We're going to look at covered cause of loss forms right after this. Hi folks, James Jenkins here. I am the Chief Risk Officer of RiskWell. This video is part of the Real Estate Investor Insurance Academy brought to you by RiskWell. We're going to jump right into our screen share here. In this video, we're talking about covered cause of loss forms. This one is a little bit dry, so I'm going to jump through it real quick. If you want to talk in more detail, please schedule the no-cost consultation. We'll have that information there at the end. Let's just jump right into it. If you want a copy of these slides, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to share them with you. Real Estate Investor Insurance Academy, covered cause of loss forms. If you want the Cliff Notes version, I'm going to give it to you at the end. Simply put, you've got 3 different types of covered cause of loss forms. This is legal language in your insurance policy that clearly defines what is covered and what is not covered. The first is basic, the second is broad, and the third is special. We're going to look at these in order. Basic form cause of loss is 14 standard hazards. There they are on your screen. Fire, lightning, explosion, smoke, windstorm, hail, riot, civil commotion, aircraft, vehicles, vandalism, sprinkler leakage, sinkhole collapse, and volcanic action. Those are the 14 standard hazards covered on basic form cause of loss, meaning if one of those 14 things is the cause of loss and a standard policy, then you have coverage. Please note that there may very well be endorsements or exclusions to your policy that change the language, so make sure you're asking your agent or broker for specific clarification. That's basic form. Next is broad form. All of these are going to be detailed in the documents of the policy. Typically, when you see a proposal, it will spell out covered causes of loss and will tell you either basic, broad, or special. So with broad form, you get everything from basic form, everything we just talked about, plus you also get the following. Falling objects, which if you're in a wooded area is very important. The weight of snow, ice, or sleet, if you're in a northern climate that tends to have lots of freeze events, very important. And water damage, specifically in the form of appliance leakage, and also collapse of a structure from specified causes, which is other things here in broad form and basic form. So this is what you get with broad form. It's on top of everything from basic form. So broad is better than basic, but it's not nearly as good as special. Special form cause of loss is fundamentally different. Instead of listing out what is covered, special form takes an alternative approach, commonly referred to as open peril, which means it is an open peril policy. If the policy does not specifically exclude something from coverage, then it is covered by default. Sometimes this policy is incorrectly referred to as an all-risk policy. It is not an all-risk policy. It is open peril because some things are excluded from coverage. The good news is if it's not excluded, then it's automatically covered. So, a lot of times you'll see these not available on older properties that haven't been renovated, as well as properties that are in a current state of disrepair. So, common errors to be aware of. Water coverage most of the time has to be added by specific endorsement. A lot of carriers do not automatically cover water damage coverage, or they'll cover it at a tiny amount like $5,000 or $10,000. So neglecting to address unfavorable exclusions on special form. Sometimes vandalism or theft or malicious mischief or water damage, sometimes those things are excluded unless you add them back in. You're not automatically going to get special form cause of loss. You should ask your agent or broker if special form cause of loss is available. It's going to be the best option. Sometimes you'll pay a little more for it, but if you have the ability to get special form, then you should. There is a very well-known company in Kansas City that a lot of investors use. There's a little acronym. I'm not going to use it, but You call, I'll be happy to share it with you. That company is notorious for delivering a great price, but terrible coverage via either basic or broad form cause of loss instead of special. Also, they're really good at doing actual cash value, which we'll talk about in another video here in the series, but we'll save that for a different time. So the last thing is you're going to be looking for special form, obviously, and some companies don't offer special form, so make sure you ask about it with your agent. So the Cliff Notes version: basic form cause of loss, bad. Broad form cause of loss, better. Special form cause of loss, best. If you have any questions about this, please contact our office. You can visit riskwell.com/consultation to request your time, or you can call us at 469-678-8001 or email at info@riskwell.com. That's all for this video, boys and girls. Thanks so much for watching, and please consider subscribing to our channel if you find value in what we're talking about here. Go ahead and like this video and ring that bell for notifications. That's all for now. We'll check you out on the next one, and please remember, life is risky. Risk well.